Bob Walters, your Oxford guide, presents Secret Tunnels Beneath the Famous Bodleian Library.
Oxford University's Bodleian Library is one of the most famous in the world. The major buildings are the Radcliffe Camera, the Old Bodleian Cluster and the Weston Library. They are certainly beautiful from above, but they have a hidden underbelly. Intriguing, eh? Let's explore. We start from Old School's Quad, the 17th century schools of Oxford University on the ground floor and the Old Bodleian Library above. This is the northwest tower, and here we descend 2 flights of stairs, which takes us to our first tunnel. Here it is. Blimey! What a contrast to the venerable buildings above it. It's called the Gladstone Link, and I'll tell you why later. Now, let's go up and look at a plan of the library so that you can see where we are from above. There it is, shown by a dotted red line. From up here you can also see some clues which give the route of the tunnel in the form of circular skylights set in the ground. The old tunnel was excavated in 1911, and this is how it looked just before conversion to the ultra-modern version a century later. It originally led to a bookstack, a large 2-storey cavern chock-a-block with books. Thousands of them, all below ground. Here we are. Let's go in. Nowadays, the upper story is a rather swish reading room containing the Faculty of History books. Hobbits like to study here. It's quiet and secluded. I use it sometimes, and I like it. If we pop up to the top again and look towards the wonderful Radcliffe Camera building, then this chamber is submerged below the lawn that we see in front of us. Deeper still is a similar room, and here the books are much more closely packed. This is where William Gladstone enters the story. He studied at that factory of prime ministers, the College of Christchurch, and held office for 4 separate terms. Yet he somehow had the time to write a paper entitled On Books and the Housing of Them. Ironically, I've got this on my Kindle. Really? In the article, he grudgingly suggests that a high density of books can be stored by mounting the rack or bookshelves on tracks, and here you can see his idea in action. Up 2 flights of stairs, and we emerge from below into the astounding beauty and natural lighting of the lower reading room of the Radcliffe Camera. Phew, isn't it something? Now for the other tunnel. Let's return to that northwest tower and look again at the plan of the entire library. The red dotted line traces the tunnel's route between the Old Bodleian and what is now the Weston Library. Originally built in the 1930s, this latter building was previously known as the New Bodleian and contained some 5 million books. Here we can view the workmen busy excavating the tunnel. We are looking over Broad Street towards the emerging New Bodleian with the Sheldonian Theatre on the left. The reverse view is towards the Old Bodleian with the Clarendon Building on the left. The tunnel slopes down from the level of the older tunnel in the northwest tower to a bookstack 3 stories below ground in the New Bodleian. In the older tunnel, the books were moved around in trolleys. In the new one, they were transported between loading stations in great style on this complex contraption called a conveyor. It was jokingly referred to as the bicycle chain and was encaged in the tunnel together with a set of pneumatic tubes. These tubes transported cylindrical carriers like this one in order to convey book orders between the buildings. A sort of mechanical email. Here's a book-eyed view of being carried around on a conveyor at the British Library. The Bodleian conveyor was switched off and removed in 2010. In the following year, the new Bodleian closed its doors for a complete refurbishment, and the majority of its many books were moved to the new book storage facility at Swindon. It reopened as the Weston Library in 2015, but what happened to the tunnel? A Bodleian insider wrote that it is basically disused, staff can get access to it and will occasionally make use of it, but it's unlit and at least a little bit scary. Isn't that a sad ending? But there is light at the end of this tunnel. In December of 2021, the university submitted a planning application to Oxford City Council. It proposes a complete overhaul of lighting, ventilation and fire safety in the tunnel, and its use will be, have a guess, pushing books between the buildings of the library on trolleys. Come back, conveyor, all is forgiven.
Well, there we are, digging beneath the bod. Not quite so secret anymore, but an intriguing subterranean exploration. In Oxford, we still use the term town and gown. My video of the Trill Mill stream is beneath the town, and this one is underneath the gown. If you haven't already, then do subscribe and don't forget to click that notification bell so that we can let you know when there's a new addition to Rob's Oxford channel. Bye for now.